Hello everybody, Patchwork here, and today we are looking at something slightly different. It's not the first third-party figure we've looked at on the channel, but it is the first model kit that I put together off camera. This is the only gun Megatron I intend to own. Here we have the KBB Walthertron, and I already need to raise my camera. This is the only gun Megatron I intend to own. I just don't care that much for gun Megatron. I know some G1 purists are like, Megatron can only be a gun, but I don't care. I think a tank works better for him anyway. But that begs the question, then why did I buy this? Well, because he was advertised to be able to be held by none other than Gravity Builder, who, instead of, grabbing the whole figure, I just got his arm. We will show how he fits in Gravity Builder's hand later. First, here's how he fits in my hand. Obviously a little small. But, got some nice transparent purple for the lenses. You cannot look through the scope. You just can't. But you got the hammer, you got the silencer, which if you take off the silencer, well, you've just got nothing. You've got a nice pistol grip. Ignore the bloody, my bloody fingernail. Yeah, and almost the same on the other side. This detail's a little different, but But yeah, for comparison, here he is with Studio Series Devastation Optimus. Gun versus truck. Here he is with G1 Toy Optimus. The Legacy version. Gun versus truck. There is another comparison, but I didn't transform him. Here is the top half of the Megatron that came with the G1 reissues of the Seekers, but that were done in their cartoon color scheme. And of course, like I said, he can be held by Gravity Builder. There are these two slots. He has these two tabs. And it is a bit tricky to put it in his hand, but you can do it. His fingers do not wrap completely around him. I mean, you can get the thumb like that, but And also, the joints are not strong enough to hold him. This joint barely is strong enough to hold him. So, bam. You can do it, but if you want to, elbow bend Gravity Builder's arm, you can't. You just can't. But, So, let's set Scavenger off to the side. And I accidentally kicked the table. Anyway, so like I said, this was a model kit. So when you receive it, it'll be on a bunch of sprues and stuff. It does come with the screws. You need to put it together, as well as a screwdriver, which is nice, very considerate. But yeah, it also advertises that you can, extend Megatron's feet and just have it stand like this, but, no, you can't. But yeah. Anyways, on to transformation. What you want to do? Pop off the silencer. Pop off the scope, and we can start now. So what I do is I come back here, flip this panel down. Slightly lift this up so you can bring this panel down. And then take this panel, flip it around like this. Then you're going to want to detach everything and bring it on this hinge right here. Tab it in. You're going to want to untab this and bring it back. Just kind of leave it there for a moment. Should we do the arms or the legs? Let's do the legs. So you're going to want to split them. Open this section up. And combine towards the leg. Make sure this black tab goes into that little slot, or red tab goes into that slot right there. You're going to want to dig out the heel, and then you're going to shift the foot forward, or you can shift the foot forward and then dig out the heel, which is probably the smarter way to do it. And then you have a leg all done. Second verse is just like the first, only a little bit looser because for some reason the screws just did not tighten as well on this side. Believe me, I've tried retightening them. But, however, it stays good enough. And same thing on this side for the heel. Careful, sometimes the ball joint will pop out. That screw I need to tighten. Like I said, it is a model kit, so you put it together yourself. But yeah, so there are the legs. For the arms, you're going to want to split this. Bring this section back. Open it up, bring it back like this. Bring this arm up, and you're going to rotate it over this. His midsection pops out way too easily. Bring your arm back. Close this section up. Bring the arm up. It will tab in right there. You're going to want to extend the arm. Come in here, flip out the fist. Get everything back to where it was. You're going to want to rotate the section. Bring it up. And rotate it at this hinge right here. This hinge is, to shift it down for gun mode. This hinge is, the actual shoulder joint. And then same thing with the other side. Extend. Lip out the hand. You can see my nail is getting horrifically mangled. Do that. You're going to want to come back here, bring up the head, flip out the head, bring it back. This section you're going to just, collapse onto the backpack. You can then take the gun barrel, plug it on. It's kind of loose, but and then you can readjust the heels because, he's going to want to fall. And then take the scope, plug it on, and there you have Walthertron in his robot mode. And, it is a G1 looking Megatron. What else can I really say? It is a G1 Megatron. It's getting close on that face. That is a Megatron face, and he is wanting to fall again. I really need to tighten that screw. But yeah, that is a Megatron face. I don't know where my Decepticon emblems are, otherwise he would already have one on him. This arm's a little bit beefier because it makes the top of the gun. This wobbles a little bit. Those screws are as tight as I can get them, but that is my biggest problem with the figure, is the barrel does not like to stay on, and this midsection does not like to stay tabbed in either. But yeah, it's a knockoff. What can you really expect? Articulation, the head is on a ball joint. Fuck it. Yeah, ball joint. You can, if you don't untab them, rotate the arms, and go up about that far. This one a little bit more because transformation. They both have bicep rotation that's very loose. About that much bend at the elbow on both ends, and the wrists can flip in. You do get a little bit of waist movement. The hips can kick forward, about that high, back, about there, outward, about there. Bicep rotation, slightly under 90 degrees of bend at the knee. The feet are on ball joints, so you can get a little bit of tilt, a little bit of rotation, but nothing too special. He's not trying to be, a groundbreaking figure. He's a glorified accessory. He's a glorified weapon for Gravity Builder. But, yeah. So, for comparison, here we have him with Devastation Optimus. And, yeah, that works out. That works out. Here he is with G1 Toy Optimus, which, that's better. Still not perfect. That's about Siege Megatron to 86 Optimus height. So, there's a bug flying. I don't know if you can see it. Got it. I'm leaving that in. That's kind of funny. But yeah. But yeah. If you're wanting him to scale with your Legends class lineup, well, here he is with Iron Factory's Tarn. Doobie, I think they called him? Which I'd say that works. He is Dusty. I just didn't transform because, but how does he scale with at least one member of the team he is supposed to be a glorified accessory for? Well, here he is with Scavenger. And I mean, hey, some of you might like this scale because, the Constructicons in Devastator form are supposed to be massive. I don't really like this scale. I got him because, weapon for Gravity Builder, and because he would scale well with my Legends class figures. Yeah, not because the robot mode scales with Gravity Builder at all. He does not. But yeah. So anyway, that has been my look at KBB Walthertron, aka a knockoff of Generation Toys Tyrant, or Megasari, whichever one he was. But yeah. He's a neat little figure. I paid like $25, maybe $30 for him. I'd say he's worth it. If you want a fun little gun Megatron that you can put together yourself, because again, this was a model kit. I just didn't film me building it, but that doesn't mean it is not a model kit. Or if you don't want, you want the figure but you don't want the model kit, there's knockoffs on AliExpress that are already pre-built. Anyway, that's all I really have to say. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like, comment down below, subscribe. Next week's video is going to be, oh boy. I am excited for next week's video. I'm going to film it right after I'm done here, so I'm going to finish up. Like I said, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye.